Hello everyone and welcome to Geopolitical Trends. My name is David Oualaalou. Billions of dollars have been allocated for the defense budget for next year in the United States. What this is all about. In this video, I'm going to be providing you some insights why the defense budget jumps so high and who is the target for that increase. But before I'll delve deeper, as always, I can't thank you enough for your support. So please subscribe if you have not done so, and make sure to smash that notification button so you will be notified every time I upload a new video. So here's the thing. More billions are allocated to the defense while America is falling apart. Yes, I'll say it straightforward. You look at the crumbling infrastructure, the dysfunctional education system, the broken tax system, the healthcare, you name it, homelessness, and so forth. So here's the thing. Congress just passed the compromise, Fiscal Year of 2023. By the time you look at this video, you watch this video, it will have been 2 or 3 days before everything has been approved by Congress. Anyway, so the defense policy bill, which authorizes a whopping $858 billion for national defense. Yes, you heard that correctly. $858 billion for the national defense. And as I said earlier, all the while America's infrastructure is really crumbling before our own eyes. So the logical question becomes as an American, I'm going to ask, what's this for? More billions for Ukraine? Or is this aimed at something else? And this is exactly what I'm going to be provide you the insights about. So the House of Representatives, that is, the past 2 days, which was on Thursday or so, has passed this bill approving it. Basically, the vote was about 350 to 80. This is for lawmakers authorizing legislation that will approve about $32.6 billion for the Navy. Okay? I'm not going to get into details as to what the bill is in it as far as the branches of the military, who's getting what, and so forth. The reason being because I am looking at the big picture out of all this. This increase in the budget, in the defense budget, which by the way, was more than what President Biden was asking for. It was more by about $45 billion. But here is the key aspects that I want you to get out of this video. If you don't get anything out of this video, get this. Okay. In this bill, the United States will be sending Taiwan $1 billion a year. You're smart enough to read between the lines. But here is the thing that you need to understand, is that this should indicate to you where the next conflict is going to be once the dust settles on Ukraine, if ever. This is where I see it going. So you don't increase by this much for no reason. And like I always said, and I did mention that I am not surprised at all. I did mention this to you before, guys, that the next conflict, if you are to look, you need to look east, the Taiwan Strait. This, to me personally, and this is my personal opinion, this budget, the approval of this budget, 853, it's a clear indication that is why this extra money is going to be allocated for. And we all know what it means, because this act by Congress, as I said earlier, authorizes Biden to provide Taiwan with an up to $1 billion per year in defense items from the U.S. stockpile, or even other services such as military training. So why all this is going to be for? You all know why. I don't need to beat the dead horse. But there is one thing you need to understand. You have to put this within the context. You remember the video I did about the Taiwanese people spoke loud and clear about where they want their Taiwan to go. That was on local elections. What's coming up in 2024 is the presidential elections. Could this allocation of this money is directed to prepare for that time when it comes? Possibly, possibly not. Could this send the message to China that the United States, gonna get involved one way or another? So those are just basic questions you need to sort of think about and consider, because if I am to think about that's just the clarification of where I see things going. So, and again, it pains me as an American. It really saddens me to see how much we are spending on defense, while at the same time, I drive around, I go under bridges sometimes, and I look at cracks on the bridges. I look at some buildings that needs to be taken down and rebuilt. Some sort of, or you go to the airport. Certain airports are like from some underdeveloped countries, if I may use the term. So the shocking one to me personally is the homelessness that I am witnessing on the streets. How many people are sleeping in the streets? So, and even though I did find out that it will take about 20 to 30 billion dollars to fix the homelessness problem in America. That's all it's going to take. So at the same time, we are allocating almost over $1 trillion for defense, because remember, the number that I gave you, the 858, that's for defense, but there is also supplemental bill that is separate. This is why the budget of defense always goes above $1 trillion. And I will provide you guys a link for all this to understand. So, and the question that I believe now most people in Asia will be wondering about is this reassuring or is this concerning? Meaning the allocation of this amount of money to Taiwan. So, could this explain why, for example, during the last two summits in Asia, the one in Cambodia with the ASEAN and the one in Bali in Indonesia about the G20, the Asian nations, they were involved in the summits, in both summits, made it clear that they want, first of all, stay neutral, and they prefer not to have any conflicts in their neighborhood. Because you all know what it means if tensions flares up between the United States and China over Taiwan. Australia doesn't care, because Australia will do what it's being told to do. Japan, South Korea, of course, they're going to have to toe the line with Washington. Vietnam to a degree, Philippines to a degree, Singapore. I think Singapore already made it clear by initiating now the joint military exercises with China. That was a message to Washington that we are not going to get involved. So this is what I wanted to share with you, just to provide you some insights. I'm sure the information will come forth by the mainstream media, indicating how powerful the military is and we are allocating this. At the same time, they are not going to address the really core issues here in the United States. Instead of allocating some of that money to deal with these issues, they're sending them to Taiwan and Ukraine for that matter. So I hope you find this video informative. And as always, remember, geopolitics impacts your daily life in more ways than one. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.